To be honest, I got scammed. I changed almost all suspension related parts that you can imagine. Oh, now the engine is alive. This is a reason why I bought the Vel Satis again. Bonjour to all my French car friends. I am very happy to welcome you back on my channel, and first I would like to apologize because many of you know my channel from Instagram, etc. And maybe you guys know that I wasn't that active on YouTube as I wished I could have been, because I had some private stuff to do in my life, and also I had a big problem. This beautiful 2007 Renault Vel Satis. 5 months ago, actually almost 6 months ago, I bought this beautiful Renault Vel Satis with the mighty 3.5 V6 engine known from the Nissan 350Z. And I can tell you guys, it was an odyssey, a real odyssey with this car. To be honest, I got scammed by the previous owner of this car. Unfortunately, this guy was a... I don't think I can find any words that are adequate for YouTube. But in short, he promised me a perfect condition of this car. And it was a total disaster. This car had one problem. It stood still for 4 years. You heard that right. 4 years, zero driving, zero maintenance. But still, the guy told me that the car was always moved around. It was conserved in a good condition and that everything was great. Unfortunately, this is not the case. And now, let's get right into it and start with the actual review of this beautiful 2007 Renault Vel Satis Initial Paris 3.5 V6. Let's go. So you guys know this is not my first Vel Satis, it is actually my fourth one. I had one 2.0 DCI with 150 horsepower. I had also two 2.0 turbo Vel Satis, one with an automatic gearbox and the other one with the manual gearbox. And now I bought the best possible Vel Satis with the biggest engine and an automatic gearbox. Well, what can we say about the design? I think we can all agree that this was Renault's most controversial car ever built, I assume. Even the Aventime was perceived a lot better than the Vel Satis. You know, in my personal opinion, I don't know why, because I think this car is absolutely astonishing. It is absolutely beautiful, but this is just my highly subjective opinion. Look, I can understand, it is a very unusual design. If you take a look at the back of this car, what do you expect? You expect a French limousine, an elegant car, and this here rather looks like a combi or a SUV, something in between, a van. I still think that this back and this rear end of this car is the most unique design of a French manufacturer ever made. I simply love it. And guys, those exhaust tips are not original. We'll talk about it later. So for me, from the back, the rear end is absolutely unique, creative and individual. If we take a closer look at the side profile of this car, it doesn't seem that long, you know? It doesn't seem that long, and still it looks enormous. It is very high, a very high and wide car. This also benefits the interior space, which we will talk later on in this video. If we move on to the front, I see that people criticize it because I kind of have the feeling it looks a little bit like bulky and edgy, while the rest of the car is kind of round. So the headlights, even though me personally I love them, but I can understand why people did not. Before the facelift, I will show you a picture of it here, the grille was a little bit different. Maybe more unique. After the facelift, this here is the facelift version, they changed the grille to a more horizontal design. I think it fits the car much better, but still guys, it is controversial. I see it. It is enormous. Just look at it. It is a huge car The rims, well, nothing special I would say. Nothing special, but still very nice. I have made another in-depth review of my former Vel Satis, the 2.0 Turbo. You can check it out on YouTube as well. So now you might ask yourself, why was the previous owner a scammer? Okay, as I told you, he promised me a perfect condition, even though it wasn't. And guys, I spent 3,500 euro on this car. Doesn't seem a lot for a limousine with this engine, yes, but I've spent another 3.5k into repairs and I'm long from ready. I just fixed everything to get it through the general inspection. I changed the radiator. I changed both springs. I changed brakes, front and rear brakes. I changed almost all suspension related parts that you can imagine. Tie rod ends, everything. I've spent on new tires. I've spent on an oil change, of course, after 4 years. You have to expect that. I even paid for 3 sensors. 3 sensors was the crankshaft sensor and I think 2 of the camshaft sensors, plus 2 loose hoses. Sorry, I hope this is correct English, because otherwise it can get a little bit embarrassing for me. The car is still far from perfect. It has a lot of damages on the paint, like here, or maybe you will see it on the video. Here you see it. It's really not perfect, but this is not what this car is about, okay? And excuse me, it's not the cleanest car. It was raining like for 1 month straight and I never had the opportunity to like record any kind of videos, but now we are here and yeah. Well, despite all damages, I still decided to buy this car and rescue this car. So in total, when I will repair everything that needs to be repaired, I will be at around over 10k for this old car. And the mileage is also high. Okay, we talked about the exterior design. Now I will show you the rest. So the trunk, maybe you're interested in seeing the trunk. You already know it from my channel, but sorry, it's not the cleanest. I took off the engine cover here because I will tell you later about this engine. You see, it's a huge trunk, amazing trunk, working shoes, everything. Excuse me for the cables, it's from a subwoofer that the previous owner decided to take with him again, but nothing special. It's huge. I will show you how much it fits into it liter wise, because I don't know exactly the number. Very nice gimmick from Renault. You see, it opens up electrically and also closes electrically. So now I think you guys will be interested in the interior. It is a Initial Paris version, so highest trim level available back then, and very nice black leather. You see it everywhere. A lot of wood, real wood by the way. It's an automatic, and here we'll also see some of the damages that are still existent to this car, but take a look at those seats. Damn, I love those seats. This is a reason why I bought the Vel Satis again. Also in the back, amazing, so much space. So guys, let's explore the interior. Just take a listen. It cracks, right? Not beautiful, but also nothing tragic. So if we take a seat, the first thing we notice on the doors is that some cracks are there. Just take a look. This is very soft material, real wood, soft material everywhere, also leather. Here you have a little bit of a storage room, very practical and made out of leather. Down here, even down here, quite unusual for a French car, it is made out of rather soft material. The material ages very badly though. You see everything here, it goes off quite easy. This gets gluey, this part for the side window control, but the general expression is that it is very nicely done. Everything very soft. The dashboard is also soft. Here a typical quality problem for the Vel Satis with sun exposure. This part likes to crack, unfortunately, but I will fix this in the future. So guys, stay tuned to my channel and follow me for journey of this car, and we will see where we will take this car to. Also here everything very soft. The central console is also soft, but still very gluey. That's a big minus point for the Renault Vel Satis. Even though everything is soft and made quite well, there aren't even that many cracks, as you can hear. For an older French car, that's okay-ish, but it's very gluey. Still, my father and I decided to remove the excessive glue here, and from this part we already made it, but here it still needs to be done. Still a lot of work to do, but the technical part and the technical side was more important for me. Here you will see a Vel Satis speciality. Yes, this opens up, and you have some very nice cup holders here and some storage room as well, and also another cup holder. Amazing and very unique in this class. What's also unique is this storage room under the seats. Guys, just take a look. I don't know what this is. I will take care of it later. Also back here you can open up the storage area. I think it's a good storage if you have something to hide, even though I still hope you guys are legal. So what can we say about this trim level? I bought this car also because of this exact trim level. An Initial Paris is always amazing to have, especially the older ones. They just scream luxury. Look, this steering wheel. I love wooden steering wheels. I always wanted a Renault with a wooden steering wheel. Also here some wood, but unfortunately it's damaged. Everywhere wood. I'm not that old, I'm 30 years old, but I sometimes behave like an old grandpa because I love wooden interiors so much. I wished it had the cognac or the beige seats, but you will get used to the black ones, and it's amazingly comfortable here. Yeah? I mean, you can see it, I'm 186 tall, and I have a lot of space for my legs, also for my head. I don't know if you can see it maybe here. Just take a look. More like 2 fists fit here in between me and the roof. It also comes with the panoramic sunroof. It is also working. I have to turn on the ignition, one moment. Yeah, beautiful. Very nice. Unfortunately, if you close it, you have to manually move the cover up. But that's not really a minus, right? Let's go. I mean, guys, come on, this interior is so old. This car was released like 23 years ago, and it's still so beautiful ahead of its time. Also, one of my favorite parts of the Vel Satis, if we take a little look from the back, the shape of the seats. Guys, you can't really imagine how comfortable this is. The shape is beautiful, and you can take a look here. Just look. You have so much space for yourself. It's really, honestly, the best and spacious limousine you can imagine. This car competed with the BMW 5 Series or the E-Class, but believe me, interior-wise, this car is as huge as an S-Class almost. You also see here, I'm 186. I still have plenty of room for my knees, and a beautiful armrest is available here. You can just open it up, some storage room, and here you have a space for your drinks. It also has climate control for the rear passengers, not really climate control, but air vents, which is great. Some storage also here behind the seats, and it just continues to be luxurious. This specific model had the sunshades here. Also here in the back you have sunshades, which were all manually movable. And that's it about the interior. I made already another video about the interior, so guys, let me know in the comments, isn't this one of the most beautiful interiors ever made by Renault? Let me know how you would rate it, because for me it just feels like a home. For the smokers, a lot of ashtrays here and there. So I think the reason for you guys why you clicked on this video is this car in combination with the mighty 3.5 V6 engine from Nissan, right? So let's open up the hood and take a closer look at the engine. Let's open it up. There we go. And now I will also tell you why I removed the cover from here that I showed you in the trunk. So what can we say about the engine? Infamous engine, VQ35DE engine from Nissan. It's not a Renault engine, but a Nissan engine. Me as a purist, I'm a little bit sad because you guys know me, I'm a crazy Renault guy. I can't hide it. I don't want to hide it. This engine is amazing. It has 241 horsepower and 330 Newton meters torque. What can I say? This engine is very reliable. I bought this car, it has 209,000 kilometers and still runs perfectly fine. This engine is known to be very reliable, okay? The only thing you need to look after is the chain and the tensioners for the chain, okay? That's it. And this engine needs regular maintenance, just like every engine. But this is a very filigrane, I would say, engine, a very soft engine. You need to be very careful. It likes to overheat. You see, it's not the perfect fit for this platform because the Vel Satis is based on the Laguna 2 and the Espace platform. So it is a little bit narrow here. So the engine likes to overheat. That's why you need to take off, if you are interested in a car like this, all those covers here. Actually, it looks a lot better with those covers, but you know, looks are not everything if you want this car to last. Let's turn on the engine and listen how beautifully this engine still runs after all those years and all those kilometers. Of course, it is hands-free, so you don't need to insert the card here.
Motorhaube nicht geschlossen.
Okay, the hood isn't closed. Typical beautiful V6 sound, very smooth. And now let's go. So, as you can hear, you don't hear anything. There's a little bit of rust, but it's so smooth. I love it. This is the reason why you want to buy a car like this. And guys, now let's close it and let's take this beast for a ride. I already noted that the exhaust isn't stock. It is an exhaust from a German Renault tuner, a tuning company, Elia. Very nice exhaust, but it doesn't make a lot of difference, to be honest, with the original one. Also equipped with the sat nav, and there we go. The kilometers. Okay, my friends, seatbelt on, and let's get ready. And you know, guys, I already had a lot of Vel Satis in my life with different engines and different gearboxes. And this was a very, very interesting experience for me. You know, buying this car, I unfortunately have to readjust the side windows every time I enter the car. Because I never had a 3.5 V6 car. I never had such a huge engine in my Renaults. And, well, what can I say? The first moment I bought this car and I drove it for the first time, I actually was very disappointed because this car didn't match my expectations. I think after a while, you know, I had to do some Italian tuning, so I had to, you know, give it the beans a little bit. To clear all old deposits, and now this car is so amazingly smooth. Let's start and talk about the suspension. Well, you might expect something like an air suspension here, like in a Citroën or something like this. It is not on this level, okay? It's not on this level. You still feel like on a carpet because the car is actually very high. The suspension and the springs are very high. And you float over the street. Yes, that's true. But sometimes you feel irregularities on the road. That's just, you know, noticeable in this car. And still, it is very comfortable. This car is perfect about steering though. The steering wheel is so light. It fits this car so amazingly well. You simply can't imagine how beautiful it feels. So the steering and the suspension are great for such an old car also. But we have different problems with driving this French masterpiece in my opinion. So here's a lot of traffic, guys, and maybe I will be able to talk with you about the gearbox, because this gearbox doesn't fit to this car. It is an Aisin gearbox, Japanese manufacturer, known for very nice gearboxes, and maybe this gearbox is good in other cars, but not in this car paired with this engine. Because guys, it is the Aisin, I don't know the code number, F33, something like this, correct me if I'm wrong. And don't get me wrong, it's not terrible, because it is very smooth and it instantly reacts to all the commands I give it. It is a 5-speed gearbox. This is absolutely enough for this car, but the problem is maybe it is due to the old age of this car. I'm not sure. It holds the gears for way too long, okay? It holds the gears for way too long. The engine doesn't feel alive thanks to this gearbox. And you know, it is an older car with a lot of kilometers on it, and I don't want to floor it every time I drive it. This isn't the way it is meant to be driven. So this is a problem. The gearbox simply holds the gears for too long. It is slow. It is a slow gearbox. It's nothing sporty, but who expect a sports car when you look at this chassis of the car? So let's let these guys through. Steering is beautiful, and you also hear the sound of this engine. It's amazing. I'm absolutely in love with the culture, how this engine works, and all the, you know, sounds in here. It's beautiful. For a car with so many kilometers and this age, it still feels absolutely amazing, guys. So now we will go on the highway and you will see what I mean with the gearbox. You see how long it holds the gears? 3000 RPM. Something is off about this gearbox. I really think I will need to do a complete oil change in the gearbox. Maybe it's because of the old age of the oil, 4 years, no movements, so you know this is expected to happen. Maybe this will, you know, like clear the problem. I also had the same gearbox in a 2.0 turbo engine in the same car, in the Vel Satis, and I think this gearbox works better with a turbo. You get just this additional boost from the turbo and it feels a little bit more alive. I am honest with you guys, a 170 horsepower Vel Satis feels faster in lower RPM than this 3.5 V6 beast. But this is not what this engine and this car is about. It is about working culture of the engine. It is about the silence. It is about cruising. If you accelerate on the B road, on a road with some nice landscapes, this engine feels alive. It is a naturally aspirated engine, so this engine needs RPM to feel alive. Once you give this engine the RPM it needs, it feels absolutely amazing, and you get this luxury big limousine feeling that you would expect from a BMW 5 Series or a, let's say, Mercedes E-Class, okay? But this isn't a car that is meant for city driving. In the city, when you are between, you know, 1.5 and 2.5 RPM all the time, it feels like it would lack power. So guys, I will try to accelerate a bit faster with this car now, if we get the possibility, before we return to our starting point. Again guys, thank you again for the loyalty over the last half a year, and make sure to subscribe. It's completely for free and it will help us to grow our French community. So guys, you see, I push the throttle and the gearbox doesn't do what I want it to do. Now the engine is alive. Amazing. It feels so good, but it needs RPM. So if you guys decide to buy one of those cars, if you are lucky enough to get one, make sure to drive it properly. Don't use it in the city, use it on the highway, use it on B roads, on the countryside, and you will be absolutely happy with it. You see, while driving, nothing is noticeable, no cracks, nothing. It's actually very fine. Consumption is very high, guys. Consumption is very high. If you drive slowly and only on the countryside and the B roads and on the autobahn or highway in your country, you can get it under 10 liters per 100 kilometers. But if you drive a lot in the city, you can even like spend like a ton of money on fuel, because it will go easily an average of 15 liters. In my case, I am mixing it. It's around 11.7 liters. But I have to be honest, I drove a lot in the city for the last few days, so my mix is always around 10.5 and 11 liters. Guys, I mean, I can show you a lot more about this car. I can show you the exhaust. I can give you some tips how to maintain it. If you're interested, remember to subscribe. And yeah, that's actually great, guys. So, I don't know, let me know what you think about this car. Let me know if you can understand why I have such a passion for this car. It is my childhood car, guys. My dad had one when I was 12 years old, and ever since then I fell in love with this car, and well, it's my fourth Vel Satis. Is it the best one with this engine? Well, let's summarize it, and to be honest, I'd say this car works best with a diesel engine. It works best with a diesel engine, but simply don't go for the 3.0 DCI V6 engine. It seems like a good deal, but believe me, it's not. It's a terrible engine reliability-wise. So I would always go, if you are looking for a reliable car, for the 2.0 turbo, the 3.5 V6 in here, or the 2.0 DCI. The perfect engine and gearbox combo is the 2.0 DCI with 173 horsepower, because it comes often, not always, with an amazing 6-speed automatic gearbox, and the 173 horsepower diesel power will please you a lot. It isn't a sports car, that's why you don't actually need this huge engine in this car. It is a lot of fun, as I told you, but it simply depends on your driving preferences and how you want to use this car. Again, use it on the highway, on the B roads, and you will be happy. Otherwise, I'd always choose a diesel. Guys, I hope we will do a lot of more stuff with this car. I will update you on everything that I will still repair here, because there is a lot to be repaired, like the ignition needs to be repaired, not the ignition itself, but the cards and this ignition slot here on the side. And once it's repaired, I will let you know, and all the little cosmetic stuff that needs to be repaired here. And yeah, thank you guys for joining this video. I hope you had a lot of fun. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I will upload more regularly now. Thank you guys, and have a beautiful day. Goodbye.